Hey, 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 you know what time it is.
It's time for the Heart to Heart Journey to Unconditional Love
I am
podcast.
your host, Billy Bloomer. That's my co-host, Harlan Brown. And we got Quick Heads.
Quick
What's up,
hits,
Harlan Brown?
quick hits. What's up, like Bloomer?
Look, hey, everything is good, man. Had a great week. You know, everything is going. Hey, we gonna get straight to this. As y'all see up there, what the quick hits we have are what are the top 3 relationship superpowers that make you irresistible. We thank all of y'all for those who participated. A lot of people would call me, was like, I don't understand what you're saying. So we're just gonna give them an example. We just gonna go right in and tell them exactly what it is. So on the list, check it out. This is the list that the people who did participate came up with, in no order. And then we'll go over our choices, our top 3. So the first one I got is sexy, I got honest, I got caring, I got loving, I got fearless. That's different. Okay, but hey, if you feel it, you feel it. I got compromising, flexible was a good one. Intimate, love that one. Good communicator, definitely got to have that. Friendly, healthy, fun, funny, and forgiving. So that's a pretty good list.
That's some good list. That's some good list. That's a good list. That's a good
I
list.
mean, any of those are good. If you have those superpowers, it makes you irresistible. All those things can make you irresistible. But we're gonna give y'all our top 3. We're gonna start out with 2, but hold on. But you know what? I gotta drop on them.
Got the scripture.
Scripture. So
That's right.
The scripture we got this today is Philippians 2 and 3. Can you tell the audience what that is, Harlan Brown?
Absolutely. Do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain in conceit. Rather, in humility and value others above yourselves.
Yeah, that's the key. Value others above yourselves. Do
Yeah.
things with humility and not deceit. You know what I mean? That's an excellent scripture to start this and have what these superpowers that make you irresistible to others.
Right.
But we're gonna get right in it. Just let the audience know what your top 3 was.
Okay, so my top 3 actually was all about. I feel like a lot of times we have these lists as individuals of what we want people to bring to us, but we never reverse it and put it on ourselves to say, hey, what am I willing to give somebody else? Right. So that was a lot of conversations that I had over the last week about what give to somebody else. I'm like, yeah, how could you demand something of somebody if you're not willing to give? So my top 3 was growth mindset, like just having that opportunity to have somebody who has a mindset to grow, right? Not being stagnant in just the same old ways of how things are supposed to be done, but be open to be flexible to understand new ways to handle things and do things. So growth is always like a big thing for me. Choosing connection over ego, right? There's a lot of times people will choose their ego over being connected with the person that they supposedly wanting to be in a relationship, right? So I'm gonna get mad and get in my feelings without thinking about how that affects the connection of the relationship. And my last one is see, I had 2 of my last ones and they was really good. So I'm just gonna go with the one that I stand by wholeheartedly, and that's showing up in love with purpose and God's guidance. So that's my third one.
That's what's up. That's good. I would have probably had you take that and put that one first, but
yeah, I would have put that one first.
You
But
know?
you know how we think. I think like we did our list, and we start with all of the things, and then we go, and in the grand scheme of everything, we got to put God in the midst of all of it, right? So that's exactly how that kind of came about.
That's a good list. You know, and those are out there listening in the audience, man. You know, find out what yours are because it's important. And not just what somebody can bring to you, as Harlan Brown said, but what you can bring to others, because that's important.
Right.
You know, people should accept you for who you are, but even if they accept you for who you are, they want to know that you are bringing them something that can make them better or enhance them, and there's actually room for growth. When you have those and you're bringing something to the table because you can grow. Maybe that person didn't think of one of those things and you can help them grow with that by showing how you do it. So
Right.
that's a great list, Harlem Brown. I think good way to start us off, man. We definitely appreciate that. So, it's a quick hits. We're going to go fast. So I'm going to give you my top three real quick. You know how I go. You know what I do. So my top three superpowers is one, faith. When I bring my faith to the table, I'm bringing everything that I have and everything that is of good nature and everything that God has blessed me with. I'm going to share that because that's important.
Yes.
If you don't, for me, if I didn't have that faith and I didn't rely on my faith to make that the foundation of my relationship or what I bring to the table, then I would have nothing at all. So that's why I put that first. And I know a lot of times I'm going to have these things like that. Again, I'm not putting my faith, my spirituality, my religion or anything on you guys. I'm just giving y'all an alternative way of thinking about things. So that's my number one. My number two is selflessness, because if you don't have selflessness, I don't think you can have a relationship.
No.
You can't be in a relationship being selfish, because there's always me. And then if you're doing me all the time, I don't know, that's it. And the tit for tat, that's not good either. So if you're just selfless, that just brings the table. That's what gives you to unconditional love, which is, doing for others without wanting anything in return. So selflessness is probably the best thing for me that I bring to the table, because I know I can be selfless because I practice it and I did it and I'm doing it. Like I said, it may or may not work for you. You may not be that type of person, but I tell you, if you want to be in a good, not a good relationship, but a great everlasting relationship, long-lasting relationship, selflessness definitely has to be on that list. And my last one is I bring attentiveness. I'm very attentive to the person that I'm engaged in. I want to engage in understanding them, being there, being available, not emotionally, physically, everything. Just being available, being attentive to their needs, be attentive with what they need, because that's part of my selflessness. And I'm gonna end it with like that. That's just how it goes for me. So it was, again, these exercises.
That was awesome, because that's what Philippians 3:2-3 was all about. Just being selfless. How could you be selflessly, how could you show love selflessly, right? And so you have to pull that out of you, of what you're going to offer someone else. So don't always expect the list of us to fit in a list of somebody else's expectations, and understand what you have to give. And that will definitely help you in the long run of if that person that you're looking at is actually somebody who you can be with.
Absolutely. And man, you couldn't have said it any better. You got any last words for the audience? And first, before you even go there, thank you guys for participating. It was great. Another great exercise. Again, this is quick hits. We ain't going to keep you here all day. Just marinate. Let that marinate. Let that just seep into your mind, your body, your heart, and your soul. Those words that we came out of this, because if you start practicing that and putting these things in, and I'm gonna also say this, all those words that we had on there were positive, and what you're putting in your heart, putting in your mind and your body and your soul. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, you got any last words? I know I said that already.
I don't have any last words. Well, my only last word would be to really think about that, because I know that question was a question that challenged a lot of people, because I got a lot of pushback on that question. And I know it challenged, but I think sometimes we got to look at ourselves before we start pointing our fingers at other people of what we want and what we expect.
Yeah, and it's a heart-to-heart. So that's the challenge. We challenge you with this heart-to-heart. So, again, as I end on my podcast, trying to do something will keep you in the same place. But when you actually do something, your place has no limitations. Again, I am the late bloomer. This is my co-host, Harlem Brown, and we see you on the next Quick Hit.
Next Quick Hit. Peace out.